One night you wake up from your sleep. The room is silent, everything seems normal, but there is a strange feeling, as if a pair of eyes are watching you from the darkness. You rub your eyes, look again, but there's no one there. You take a deep breath, thinking you're relieved. At that very moment, outside the window, a tall and thin silhouette is standing motionless. You try to look at its face, but there is no face to look at. No eyes, no mouth, just a plain, white, empty mask. While you look, it doesn't move. It just stands there. Then you blink, and suddenly, it's no longer outside the window. It's inside the room, right in front of you. Its long, thin arms quietly reaching toward you. And inside you, a voice whispers, "It's already too late, because Slenderman has chosen you." Would you be able to look at this faceless shadow standing in the dark? If you like this kind of horror videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you really enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the like button. Now let me tell you this story from the very beginning. Slenderman. Those who have seen him say they encountered something far from human. He has a body much taller and thinner than normal people. His bony silhouette rises like a massive shadow in the darkness. Sometimes you think you see him between the shadows, but when you look again, there is nothing there, until you hear the crackling sound behind you. His face, that is the truly terrifying part. Completely white, carrying no expressions or features, like an empty mask. No eyes on that face, no mouth, just emptiness. And anyone who stares into that emptiness ends up facing their own fears. He is always described in a black suit and tie. This cold elegance makes his eerie presence even more unreal. But his most terrifying feature are the long, tentacle-like arms that extend from his back. These arms reach out silently from the shadows, grab his victims, or stretch suddenly to paralyze them with fear. Suddenly, you feel those long arms wrapping around your chest. But when you open your eyes, you're in your bed. Was it a dream, or had he already passed by your side? Slenderman, in most accounts, appears in forests or abandoned places. The moment you see him, he is there for an instant, but when you blink, he disappears, as if he is a nightmare ripping through the fabric of reality. And according to the stories, he can teleport, appearing instantly right next to his prey. But the true horror is felt in his presence. People call it slender sickness. Those exposed to his existence for too long suffer from severe paranoia, endless nightmares, and unexplained nosebleeds. This poisonous effect on the mind slowly drives a person to the edge of madness. Have you ever experienced unexplained paranoia, nightmares, or nosebleeds? Or have you unknowingly already come under his influence? Suddenly, you notice blood dripping from your nose. When you look in the mirror, there's nothing there. But in the shadow behind you, a white face appears. And his targets are mostly children. There is always the same detail in Slenderman legends. With silent steps, he follows children, calling them from within the shadows. Some stories say he kidnaps them. Others claim he only rots their souls. But the outcome is always the same. A child chosen by Slenderman never returns the same. Do you think children lost in the forest are really just coincidences? Or is it Slenderman's doing? According to some stories, Slenderman is more than 100 years old. Every victim he kills extends his life. The legends say This being feeds on the life energy of children. To live forever, he must take their souls. In the places where he appears, not only people, but also machines malfunction. TVs suddenly shut off, phones stop working. This makes it impossible for his victims to call for help. And right at that moment, your phone has no signal. The screen goes black. But on the black screen, next to your reflection, a second silhouette appears. Those who claim Slenderman is not just a legend point to the photos circulating online as evidence. His first image was shared in 2009 by Eric Knudsen. In the photo, about 20 children aged between 10 and 12 were present. And behind the children, another figure stood out with its tall, thin silhouette. The quote under the photo was chilling. "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but his endless silence and reaching arms scared us and comforted us at the same time." It was rumored this photo was taken in 1983, and to this day, no one knows who took it. But they say the photographer died shortly afterward. And as you examine that photo, you notice the fingers begin to move. Not just in America, but all around the world, including Turkey. Thousands of people claim to have seen. The common point is always the same. A tall shadow standing still for hours, and then disappearing without a trace. This belief even led to bloody events. In America, two 12-year-old girls lured their classmate into the forest and killed her. In their first statement at the police station, they said Slenderman had told them to do it. In Canada, a 14-year-old girl tried to set her house on fire while her parents were asleep. Later in her testimony, she said she didn't want to do it, but couldn't disobey Slenderman's command. These bloody events in America and Canada strengthened the hands of those who believe Slenderman is not just an urban legend, because the same motif was always repeated: a faceless shadow, reaching arms, and innocent children. But there are some stories that are far more personal, far more tragic than the rest. One of them adds a completely different dimension to the Slenderman legend. A story about a father and his little daughter, said to be one of the most terrifying claims about how Slenderman might have actually been born. Imagine a man. His name was Joe. He had lost his wife in a terrible car accident. His only pillar of life, his only light, was his little daughter, Jennifer. In all the darkness that remained, Jennifer's laughter was his only reason to live. But one day, Jennifer never came back from school. Joe desperately joined the search. With the police, with neighbors, he combed the forests and the streets. For days he shouted his daughter's name with a flashlight in his hand. With every Jennifer, his voice shook more, his hope faded more. On the morning of the third day, there was a terrifying silence in the forest. And in that silence, Joe faced his worst nightmare. Jennifer's lifeless body was found. Her small body lay motionless on the cold ground. At that moment, something inside Joe broke. As his tears mixed with the soil, only darkness remained in his heart. Joe stopped being just a father who had lost his daughter. Grief, rage, and revenge ate him alive. As everyone said, this was not just a tragedy. Something began to grow within that pain. Over time, Joe's humanity was gone, his body withered, his silhouette stretched, and what remained was only a thin, long shadow. From that day on, Joe's revenge never ended. Just as his daughter was found in the forest, other children began to disappear one by one in the depths of the woods. There was a faceless, silent being watching them from between the shadows. This is why some believe Slenderman is not just a legend, but the embodiment of grief and vengeance. A nightmare born of a father's tears, feeding on the screams of innocent children. And everyone who steps into the forest is still forced to face his wrath. So what do you think? Is Slenderman real, or just an internet legend? Write your thoughts in the comments. Maybe in the next video, I'll read your story. If you enjoy such chilling stories, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Because in the next video, maybe I'll be telling a story that came from you.